Alright, so let's continue on with this oval. I'm just putting in this rubber right now. I'm going to show you how it's done. Just get the bottom edge in and then just shove it in with a screwdriver. I usually try and find a spot that'll slide in. So like I slid this one in over here. I just get it started there and just slide it all the way in. And then I just start working it all the way around. So then I just put a bunch of places in like this. You can see right there. And I got those in. And I'm just going to put them in like that. Some people may not know how to do this one. But it's not that hard. It's pretty easy. And then I'm going to cut off the end up there, the excess, and put it in. This one here goes in the same way. I got the back rubber in. I'll spare you guys the details of that. That took forever. And I got this one just slid right in. Again, do the same thing on these. These are usually the same length for all three of them on this car. So I'll get started here. And it looks like it's going to be just fun like the back one. And I'll slide it in. I'll just take this and just start sliding it in, little 1/4 of an inch at a time. And then I'll just pry up the bad areas a little bit. Wherever it doesn't want to start. Usually it'll just slide right in. Most cars I've done. And I use WD-40 to lubricate it. And we're going to go, oh, it's solvent. It'll ruin the rubber. No, it doesn't ruin the rubber. I mean, it can. I'm sure that some solvents can ruin some rubbers, but this particular rubber and the window rubber goes in really nice with WD-40. It stays wet long enough. If you try and use soap, it'll be all dried out before you get to the end, and you'll be fighting it. It's a lot easier to just use the WD-40 and keep it lubricated as you go. WD-40 dissolves after a bit of time, and it stays right in place. Works great. So anyway, this one's not going to cooperate. It's going to be like the back one. This one just slid right in. I just started right here and just ran all the way across. Went right on there, no problem. So, but these ones here are going to be special. I can see already. So I'm going to need 2 hands and a lot of time. Alright, I just started DA blocking. I did the roof. I've got some of these quarters, back fender done. Yeah, all that roof's all pretty well done. Yeah, or color sanding, sorry. Yeah. And then I got this big giant run I was going to show you guys. It's ugly. I'll just sand it down and repaint that. That's from the other guy. I got it from somebody restored the tank and whatever. I don't know what they did to it, but it looks pretty clean inside, so I don't have to worry about that, I don't think. But I've just been going at this. I already got that quarters done already, so it's got to do this door and that fender. Other door on the other side. It's got to be done in the front fender and the back fender too still. It's a lot. It takes a lot of time. DA, I just use a DA with 2000. Flat sand it with it. Try and get out some of the orange peel, which isn't much, you know. It's pretty smooth. That's why you really want it smooth. You don't want to have much orange peel to sand out. Thick orange peel is the hardest thing to sand out. So a couple of little runs are nothing compared to tons of orange peel. All right, let's see how this VW spray gun works. All right, so the first coat I did at like 10 pounds, and I cranked it up to about 17, and it's super fine spray. I mean, this is a really good gun. I think I could probably spray with no orange peel, pretty much. But I don't want to blast out too much higher than that. At 17 pounds, you spray, that thing atomizes really clean. But this is a single stage urethane base coat, so we'll put, some clear on here a little bit. I'm going to put one more coat, and we'll put clear on, and then I'll see how that goes. All right, so I got to tell you, I really like this gun. You can see this is a satin finish. It dies down, so it doesn't have real shine to it. But you can see there's really very well atomized, no orange peel. And that's a single stage urethane satin, but I'm going to put clear on it. Just because I have this laying around. This was free paint, so that's why I used it. You could just see how it just atomized, just like super fine. A little bit of dirt in it, of course. I can always polish it when I get done. But yeah, just that gun just does it. So I'd say this thing's like, this is a premium gun for really cheap. Okay, with basically no effort, this thing sprayed like super smooth. So yeah, there's no issues with the gun. Got a little bit of dirt in here that's not from the gun, but yeah, this thing's like super smooth, atomized really, really good. So yeah, this is a good clear gun for sure, and it's a big fan. I've had bigger, like the Technoprolite's a little bit bigger fan, but I found when you narrow the fan a little bit on the Technoprolite that you lose a little bit of atomization. That's just what I've noticed, but this thing has it's a really nice happy medium. I would buy this thing if I was buying a Technoprolite, for doing it at my house. I would buy one of these just because it's a whole lot cheaper, and I think I can probably get the same finish with it. I mean, not quite maybe, but about the same. It's like a Proline gun for sure. All right, so this is water. It's wet sanding it all. All right, I was just gonna go ahead and do some polishing. I did some right here. And, you know, I was thinking, as somebody commented a while back when I was talking about single stage and clear, base clear, you know, there's a lot of benefits to base clear when you, especially even when you're doing solid colors. It's touch up. You can spray and blend, and then you can clear the whole fender or whatever. And a lot of times when you go to touch up with single stage, it won't touch up. And with metallics, always base clear is the way to go. But somebody said that when you polish clear, you're taking some off. Unlike base coat, if you use high solids clear, okay, really good hard high solids clear, all it's doing is polishing it. It doesn't take anything off. So you're not getting it thinner and thinner, where with single stage urethane, you are taking color off because it's softer. This is really, really, really hard material. And if you use a good, solid, high solids clear, it should outlast even on a regular solid color, it should outlast the single stage urethane because it's harder. It's a harder surface. Yeah, I've buffed a lot of single stage urethane and base clear, and like this Tamco is super hard. All I'm doing is I color sand it, and that takes material off. And then when I buff it, it just polishes what's there. It doesn't cut into it. Again, like I said, if you do the single stage, you'll cut into it. You'll take some of the color off. You can even look at the pad. It'll be colored. You can't really do that on this because it's clear, right? But just from experience shows me that this, it just polishes it if you use good high solids clear. Now, some of this car was done with medium solids. This gas tank was done with medium solids, so it'll take a little bit of that off. It's not quite as hard, so it will pull off some of it. But if you use good high solids clear, it should last a long, long time, especially if it's kept inside, and should outlast your single stage urethane. And you have to do a lot less maintenance to it. So a lot of people they think it's better to have single stage touch up, way easier with two stage. You can blend colors, you can do all kinds of stuff. You blend a single stage, and those blends will probably start to be showing in a short period of time. You can actually blend clear. Where guys go wrong doing that is they blend the clear and they thin the blend. Unlike when you do like single stage urethane, for instance, you spray your spot. Let's say you have a scratch right here. You spray the spot and you do a little bit, and you thin the paint, you do a little bit more, and you thin the paint, you do a little bit more, and then you use your blending stuff right at the end. Since clear, you don't do that. You put the clear on here, you fog it lightly around here, and then you use your spray can blender, and it just melts it into the other clear, especially if it's fresh. If it's original clear from the factory, it may not work the same. But when you're doing, you know, another clear, it'll actually melt into that clear. So it's kind of neat. You know, this clear coats have really come a long ways. And where you see people that say, oh, clear delaminates and all that, it's really what it is that they're talking about is usually somebody put reducer in the clear. And listen, if you ever use clear coat, You don't reduce it. That's the key thing. Guys do wrong. They put reducer in their clear, and it ruins it. I don't care. You can put more coats on. It's ruined. Once you put that stuff on there, sand it down, put salt heavy out of the can clear. The only ones you can reduce are the ones that say up to 10%, and I will only put 5. I put less than the amount because I know I learned a long time ago I over-reduced clear and it failed and it delaminated and it did all the stuff that you guys talk about because it wasn't done right. But when you do it right, it will last. You know, I mean, my 2006 car has clear. It's silver. It's been in the sun most of its life. Paint still looks good. I don't know. That's all I can tell you. If you do it right, it'll last. I can't really film up here very well, but you can see that's gonna look pretty nice. Almost flawless, but you know, not quite. You know, the dirt and stuff like that that's in there, you can still see where it is, but it's very hard to see. The sun, you pretty much won't notice it. Yeah. It's gonna look good. Can't wait to get it all done. It's a lot of work. Right, so the polishing is coming along pretty good. I'm using, those you guys don't know, I don't use 3M. I find that stuff to be not nearly as good as this. This is Menzerna polish. I'll put links in the description for it. They have it on Amazon. It's actually cheaper than 3M, and it's way better in my opinion. So the first cut's with 400, which cuts really fast, but it's not a heavy cut. So like your, Super Duty rubbing compound from 3M, it's more of a polish, but it still cuts very quickly for, being finer. It's weird. I don't know. It just works better. Then the final one, which I did on the roof already, which I probably will do it a couple times, is this one here where the label's gone, but it's this color. And the new one's, I think, 3800. And so I only use those two polishes. The 400 by itself almost comes out like really nice. I mean, you can use like 1000 and kind of have a happy medium, and it'll probably have a 1 polish where it won't leave swirl marks or anything. So it's totally different than the 3M stuff. It's a polish. It doesn't take off as much material as the 3M does. 3M kind of, it's too heavy cut. And this stuff polishes just as quick as the 3M, but it doesn't take off as much material, I want to say. It just polishes what's there. So it's really neat stuff. I will never use 3M again after using this stuff. You know. The other thing is that's better about these polishes is, so like when you get the stuff down in the cracks and stuff on 3M, it becomes almost like concrete. You can't get it out of those cracks. You know, it's like there. This stuff you can take a little brush and it rinses out, and it's really water soluble, so it comes off fairly easy compared to the others. So those two things alone is why I don't use it anymore. I found 3M to be more difficult to polish the newer clears. So anyway, this is just faster and it's better. It still takes a long time to polish a car. So I haven't been filming the whole thing because it's just a lot to film, and I think it'd be pretty boring for you to watch. So just got a few spots of it. And we'll do a little bit more. Maybe I'll film a little bit more, and then you guys can see the difference. Another thing I forgot to mention about the Menzerna versus 3M is 90%, more than 90% less fling, so you don't lose as much material. Honestly, even if you're using Super Duty and you just want to try this, I mean, this is their, I think it's the 3800 now. They used to be 4500, but they've changed their numbers. I think it's 3800 for this one. Check the link in the description. It's pretty inexpensive for what it is. This is a quart size or whatever. I don't know. It's in milliliters. So let me tell you what it is. 1 liter. Okay. A liter size, and it lasts way longer than one of the white Perfected. You know, I'd say you probably get twice as much mileage out of that. So I don't know how many cars I've polished with that. And that will actually, I could use this as a one step. It just takes a long time. It's doable. I could use this only, and it would polish out the 2000 scratches. So like I've seen, like when I'm where I've missed a spot, I just use that, a little bit of that, and it just go over it a couple more times. It takes a little bit longer, but it takes it out. It just takes out the 2000 scratches, just polishes them right out of there. So it's really amazing stuff. I got a little touch up there. We'll see how that goes. I have to repaint this quarter. I don't know. I'll probably just do a little, I'm going to try and do a little spot. We'll see how it works later. But yeah, so anyway, this stuff just works way better in my opinion. I've used a lot of 3M. I'd used the Perfected system when it first came out, and it was the only thing around, and now the Germans figured out something better. That's German material, German car. Why not use German stuff, right? So all I gotta do now is the deck lid and the other door on the other side, final buff. And then I'm gonna take it out, wash it, and I know I missed some stuff because it's kind of dark in here. It's really super hot out right now, so I'm working in the AC. Got the AC cranking right now. It does help. And if I leave this door open for any amount of time, the AC just won't keep up. It won't be able to bring it back down again. So that's why I haven't cleaned up or anything. So I'm just kind of, I got to get this out of here, clean up the garage and all that. And then, I'm still trying to figure out my door situation. So I've got to do the doors, and I need some stuff re-chromed. So Anyway, we'll bring that back in a little bit. All right, so this is what we're looking at now. It's kind of dusty. Just left it out here a couple hours, and still got some. Gonna wipe it down really good. All that stuff's compound. I just hit it with a little power washer and then just wiped it down with a towel, and that's where we're at right now. I didn't have. So I need to do some more buffing. Probably that's just haze from the. Needs to be washed off. You gotta take a towel and wet towel and some soap, and then get all that off there. And then there's still gonna be some areas that I missed. Like I think I missed right there. I can see that. So maybe I'll put some tape on those areas. Because I can't really see them in there. And there's one down there I missed, a corner. Yeah, there's all kinds of little places like that. Yeah, it looks a lot better though. Looks a lot better. Let's look at this side. I got all the stuff in the way, equipment stuff. This thing here. Wind blows it around. There we go. I don't know how much water got inside. Not much. I clean all that out. I don't know, maybe I'll do the rest after I put the glass in. Can't put the trim on yet, so until I get all the buffing done. So there's a lot of little stuff to do. It's always a lot more than what you think. You start buffing it, you get back in there and you think you got everything. You got a bunch of little spots you missed, and hit them again. Yeah, but it's looking pretty good. Well, maybe I'll move on to the headliner next, but I think I'll put the chrome in the back windows, get those all ready, and then maybe I'll work on these. I got the semaphores all got them half apart right now, so fix those up, and then won't be long. I'll put an engine in it, and I'm not gonna put a rebuilt one in it yet. When I've got just when I've got this together, we'll make it so I can drive it around, and that's it for now. Then I'm gonna rebuild it later. I don't want to put all that money into it right now, so I got running boards for it. So I'll finish up the outside, make it look good, get the headliner in it. And I think I'm gonna do the interior. I'm gonna do all that because it's not expensive to do, because I'm gonna do it myself. So I'll finish up the interior, get all that done. And then we'll see what happens next. All right, cool. I guess I'm just going to end this here. I will talk to you guys in the next one. A lot of this I did off camera. Like I said, I saw no sense in having you guys watch me polish the whole thing, because the camera angles aren't going to be very good in there because it got a lot of stuff in the way. Just trying to get out of the heat. I don't want to have the door open. Cleaning it all out right now when prime time of the day is in the morning. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Please like, share, and subscribe.